wet, absolutely storming around the outside. He only just found room. Look at him sweeping around the outside on those wet.
Sam Osborne's sideways, big cloud of smoke. He's still sideways. He's gone bush all over the weeds on the outside of the road. Then he's Aidan Moffat. Replay of Sam Osborne's big lose at the start. Jake Hill came within an ace of clobbering him.
Yeah, he did well to save it, Sam.
Yeah.
He sort of planted his foot to bring the front round, but all it did was drag it all the way around and off the track. That probably did him a favour to get him out of harm's way. Up and through went Aaron Taylor-Smith.
Ash Sutton is doing absolute best in sectors, and a big lose there. That is Aidan Moffat off the racetrack at very high speed, and around and around and around he goes.
Goes to the inside. I think he gets past, and as he moves back to take the line, he just moves across the front of Chilton and gets tagged on the back. And that's that speed, that tiniest touch is enough to spin you off. But I think he...
And again tries to squeeze up the inside, and off go two of them. Morgan is one, and was that Ronan Pearson in the other? No, it's Jake Hill who's got involved in it, and Jake's in the gravel.
So Morgan comes across and makes contact with Pearson, and then Pearson...
No, it's Ronan Pearson in the gravel, wasn't
it? Was
not
Ronan
Jake Hill,
Pearson,
forgive
not
me.
Jake Hill.
Yeah. So there they are, into the barriers.
Fortunately, it's a glancing blow, so no huge damage, but it's Pearson that then ends up in the...
Asking good getaway by Aaron Taylor-Smith. Looks squeezing up the inside, contact with Morgan. It gets crossed up. Cook got round the outside, and there's mayhem breaking out. Huff goes off the road. The casualty is Adam Morgan, who's facing the wrong way.
A lot of bunching going on towards the front on the inside. Will he go to the outside? Oh, that was the cat. They all ran into each other. He was completely unsighted, so had a little tap into the back of Smiley. Not much in it. Rob Huff is the Toyota to your left in front. Now watch it all kick off. Well, he actually got a good run through there, didn't he? But then he got put on the graph. Yeah, he's got Josh Cook on the outside. Oh, but it was Chilton, was it? Who was bunched up in the middle and just couldn't avoid the back of Morgan's car. But they were three abreast into the corner.
But Josh Cook round the outside, and then look, there's that enormous gap that opens up as everybody has to avoid the incident.
Yeah, absolutely. It did well to avoid it, but that worked out perfectly for Josh Cook. Where is it? He's going right round the outside. They're both off the circuit. Turkington's trying to close the door. There's contact at high speed. Turkington's off. He's going to hit the wall.
He is indeed. Turkington into the barriers, and that is a damaged BMW, and that could well be Turkington, should be Turkington out of the race.
Turkington was on the hybrid. He tries to close the apex there, but as soon as he's on the grass, he knows he's only going to end up in one place.
Hits the bar on the replay of the moment between Ingram and Turkington. Ingram tried to force his way up the inside, and bang, into the barrier goes the BMW.
Well, Colin was trying to, you can't see from that angle who was on the track and who was off.
This is Moffat, 5th, Sutton, 6th-ish is Morgan, because he's got Cook alongside him, and Cook goes off after contact. All the way across the grass. Can Josh save it? Yes, he can. Cars scattered behind him. The BMWs get together. Then Hill gets into Cook and turns him sideways. And off the road goes Cook through the tyre stack. That's kicking off all right. And Josh Cook in the gravel, but he's still moving.
So side by side, both cars, Cook and Moffat, are literally on the limit, bouncing around. There's that contact. Then he actually comes back on, at least facing the right way. But then the three BMWs trying to squeeze through, contact between Hill and Cook, and that's when see the right rear's broken there. Josh, because it's front-wheel drive, was able to keep it rolling and to go.
Oh, big drama. Aaron Taylor-Smith on the back part of the circuit. And that was a big old hit, and he's going to try and get the car moving, but he's done the rear suspension. Look, you can see on that left rear corner how the suspension is all broken. He's got it moving. Fair play, because that was a big scary moment and a scary part of the circuit, but in a moment that car is liable to get away from him again. And look at that, big lose. Around it bounces. And wait for the impact. Bang.
That's the left-hander at Noble. And remember, the right rear tyre on these cars is the coldest tyre. I know it's a warm day, but he's crabbing that car back to the pits. Hold that first position into turn one.
driver in the background. That might be Osborne off the road, but certainly at high speed into the barriers goes one of the Fords. It is Sam Osborne.
We thought he'd never be back out, and he was back out later in the day, so don't write Sam Osborne off yet. Was there a touch?
There might well have been.
Yeah.
Looked like a Vauxhall behind him, but yes, you're right, it was a big impact at very high speed. But the good news is these are strong cars. Sam's okay.
Let's see if we can just spot anything that happens to Sam Osborne, the car 3 in front on the left. There's a little touch there with De Leon, I think. And as Sam Osborne gets sideways, and then there's a passenger.
Andrew Watson across the gravel. Well, he's been hit already, hasn't he? But we had cars going either side of the tar stack there, so there's a whole... But I thought that was behind Rowbottom. It looks like there might have been 2 separate incidents. Let's have another look. Ah, he gets it all sideways and hits the tar stack, launches the car up onto 2 wheels. You've talked before about putting obstacles in the way. There's more evidence of why they're not great. Left in it, and this was Dan Rowbottom, whose car suddenly snapped away.
It did snap very suddenly. That's what he said, was talking about that he never actually touched the barrier, miraculously.
Turkington is away in the race lead, and Josh Cook gets all sideways up the inside. Ingram gets involved with Sutton. Sutton's in the gravel. Ingram is delayed. Cook gets collected by Morgan. There's mayhem up at Druids, and Ingram is the first casualty in terms of the championship battle. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Cook's trying to follow Sutton through on Ingram. For some reason he loses it there, just brakes too late, locks the rear, collects Sutton, collects Ingram, pushes him wide. Ingram just manages to keep going and avoid the gravel. Morgan gets involved, as does Huff, and I think possibly one of the other Napa cars as well. He's going up the hill, he's covered the inside. What he doesn't figure is the incoming Josh Cook there just clatters into him, pushes him just behind Tom Ingram, maybe on the exit of Druids, because, wow, he just braked too late, did Josh Cook, just purely too late. I bet at this point, now watch to your right, I mean, Ingram was going around the outside. Unfortunately, he had a little bit of an overlap, didn't he? If he hadn't had that overlap, Cook would have wiped Sutton across the front.